Welcome back to Platinum Hunters Xtra, the show where we take a look at the oddities and things of the past era in relation to trophies. We're taking a look today at PS3 and Vita Collections and which games you should be looking for if you want to get a bundle of the games in a certain series and then go after the trophies. A lot of these collections are becoming very sought after, and the prices of them are starting to go up as people realize, hey, I can get 3 or more great games in this collection for the price of one, and I can also go after their trophy sets. Now, if you watched my first video all about Game of the Year editions, you know that I have a spreadsheet going, and that spreadsheet is going to be updated with more information on these collections. The link is in the description below if you want to check it out, but I also have it here on screen for you to view now. And as you can see, there are actually quite a few different collections that you can get, depending on which series you want to get and which type of games you want to play. We got tons of stuff from first-party studios like God of War, Infamous, we got Ratchet and Clank, and as well there are a bunch of other ones to get from third-party studios like Devil May Cry, or Tomb Raider, or Splinter Cell. There are a lot of odd ones as well, and I'm going to be taking a look at a bunch of them that haven't got a re-release for the PlayStation 4, and ones that are just simply pretty odd, and you probably didn't know that they had this out on the PlayStation as well. I think God of War is a great place to start, and there are actually a few different collections that you can get, with a couple caveats. The first one they released was the God of War Remaster Collection, and this featured a remastered version of God of War 1 and God of War 2. And later they followed that up with the remastered versions of the PSP games Ghosts of Sparta and Chains of Olympus, which were made by the studio Ready at Dawn. And then later on, they put it all together and included God of War 3 in one single package called the God of War Saga. And this includes all 5 of those games. However, if you're collecting these, just know that you're only getting God of War 1, God of War 2, and God of War 3 on disc, as Chains of Olympus and Ghosts of Sparta were relegated to voucher codes so that you had to download them. So the best combination is going to depend on which games you have already. If you're looking for the full God of War experience on PS3, you're going to have to get God of War Sagas to get 1, 2, and 3, and then the God of War Origins collection, which has Ghosts of Sparta and Chains of Olympus on disc. Or if you have God of War 3, you can simply get the first 2 collections, the Remaster Collection and the Origins Collection, and do it that way if you have it. And then, of course, there's also God of War Ascension, which you'll have to get separately. Keeping with the theme of those white label trilogies that Sony put out towards the end of the PS3 lifecycle, we got the Infamous Collection, which will include Infamous 1, Infamous 2, and unfortunately a voucher code of Festival of Blood, which means that voucher code is probably expired. So if you're looking to get the PS3 Infamous experience, don't wait, get Festival of Blood off of the PlayStation Store and download that now, and then just grab this collection so you can get Infamous 1 and Infamous 2. Another similar situation with the Killzone trilogy, which features an HD version of Killzone 1 on the disc, Killzone 2 on the disc, and Killzone 3 as a voucher code that is probably, most likely, definitely expired by now. So if you're going to want to get the full Killzone experience, you have to get this collection to get 1 and 2, and then 3 you got to get separately. I don't understand why they decided to do these voucher codes, but unfortunately they're expired. What can you do? You have to get an extra copy of Killzone 3. Here's where things get interesting, as we had our remastered versions of the classic trio of mascots from the PS2 era. I'm talking about Jak and Daxter, Ratchet and Clank, and Sly Cooper. And all 3 of those collections are on the Vita as well. So as I go through, I will tell you which ones are on the Vita and how they ended up putting them on the Vita. Starting with Jak and Daxter, which you can get all 3 games, Jak and Daxter, Jak 2, and Jak 3 on a single disc on the PS3 and on a single cartridge on the Vita, which is impressive as hell. Same thing for Ratchet and Clank. you can get all 3 games on a PS3 disc or Vita cartridge, no problem. You're going to get Ratchet and Clank 1, you're going to get Ratchet and Clank 2 Going Commando, and Ratchet and Clank 3 Up Your Arsenal. There is Ratchet and Clank Deadlocked, but it's on the PS3 store and you have to download it. I would scoop that up as well, because later down the road eventually they will go through with their plans and put the PS3 PSN store to bed, and you should have that in your library before that happens. So go on and grab that. Now when we get to the Sly Collection, things get a little bit different. On the PS3, you don't have to worry. You're gonna have Sly 1, Sly 2, and Sly 3 right on the PS3 disc. However, when you get to the Vita version, just note before you decide to go seek this out that you're gonna only get Sly 1 and Sly 2 on the cartridge. Sly 3 was a download code, and of course, that voucher code is definitely expired. So when you do buy that collection, you're not actually getting the full collection. You're gonna only get Sly 1 and Sly 2, and we'll have to purchase the Sly 3 separately and on the digital Vita store. Next up was one that everybody was very happy about. It was the Ico and Shadow of the Colossus collection. 2 very critically acclaimed games that are very beloved in the PlayStation Pantheon. Now, of course, as we know, Bluepoint Games did a great job remaking Shadow of the Colossus for the PS4, so that's the definitive version of that game. But of course, Ico still on the PS3, still great, definitely one you want to play, and you can also go back and enjoy Shadow of the Colossus once again on the PS3 and get that trophy set as well. The next 2 collections are definitely smaller in scope, but you're definitely going to want to have them in your collection. The first one is the Journey Collector's Edition, which actually includes copies of both Flower and Flow on the disc as well. Now, you can actually get this collection on the PS4, but for some reason it was only released in Europe. I have that PS4 copy, but I had to import it. So if you're not really looking for that and you just want to get it on the PS3, you can definitely get it that way. But as well, they're available on the PS4 if you prefer to do that. And then there's the game that is just blown up on eBay. If you want to get a copy of this, prepare to pay primo for this. It is called the Best of PSN Volume 1. And now they only ever did 1 volume of this, but there's a reason why this thing is blowing up, and it's in the wake of the announcement that the PlayStation Store was going to be shut down for PS3, and people wanted a copy of Tokyo Jungle on disc. As well, it also comes with Fat Princess, Sound Shapes, and When Vikings Attack. I think this is a pretty amazing collection personally, and I'm gonna have to pay premium to get one of these now. I'm looking for a way to get this a little cheaper, but it's starting to become rare. And I absolutely, definitely recommend you grabbing Tokyo Jungle off the PlayStation Store while the PlayStation Store is still up. I absolutely love this game. It's absolutely excellent, and I got all the trophies, even though it doesn't have a platinum trophy, because this game is just so different and so fun despite it being a lower budget title. That's everything you can expect from the first party and second party offerings from Sony. Now we go to the collections that were put out as part of third party offerings. And the first one we're going to highlight here is the Prince of Persia HD Collection. That includes the Sands of Time, the Warrior Within, and the Two Thrones. Prince of Persia games are always fun, and I know the first one is going to be getting a remake that's going to come out sometime this year, but then there's the second one and the third one. What if you want to continue the story? Well, this is the best way to do it. Get it in this collection. As well, Ubisoft decided to release the Splinter Cell HD Trilogy, which is an odd pick for them to do, but I guess it made sense at the time considering Splinter Cell had games like Conviction and Blacklist that were pretty popular at the time. It made sense to release it way back when, and definitely scoop these up if you love Splinter Cell. I definitely want to try these out. I've never played a Splinter Cell game before, but this seems like the best way to just jump into the series. Moving from Ubisoft to Square Enix and Crystal Dynamics for the Tomb Raider trilogy. Now, this is a compilation of the projects that they were working on before. So this isn't the rebooted Tomb Raider trilogy. This is the stuff they were working on before that. And it includes Tomb Raider Legend, Tomb Raider Anniversary Edition, which is the remake of the first game, and Tomb Raider Underworld, which is the sequel to Tomb Raider Legend. This is another good pickup, especially if you love the old Tomb Raider and the old Lara Croft. And it's the only way you can play Anniversary on your PS3, because previously this game was only released on the PS2. So this is definitely a good cop, especially if you love Tomb Raider. And then there is the Hitman HD Trilogy, which will include Silent Assassin, Blood Money, and Contracts. 3 very, very popular, iconic games in the series, all in HD. And then you can jump into the new stuff with the latest Hitman trilogy, which is actually pretty good. Then we go over to some Namco stuff, including the Dragon Ball Z Budokai Collection. Now, this includes only Budokai 1 and Budokai 3, and I remember why I didn't buy this game off the hop, because it didn't have Budokai 2 in it. I really like Budokai 2, and I was cheesed that they didn't end up putting it in, but now I realize I should have bought it back then, because now it's starting to go for quite a bit of money on eBay. So if you can get your hands on a copy of this, definitely grab it, despite the fact that it's not actually the full collection of Budokai games, and that doesn't even include like the Tenkaichi game. This list absolutely would not be complete without talking about Metal Gear, and there are actually 2 collections that you can get on the PS3 and have not been ported to the PS4 at all. The first one is the Metal Gear Solid HD Collection, which comes with Sons of Liberty, Snake Eater, and Peace Walker. As well, it also includes the old Metal Gear game and its sequel, Metal Gear 2. But the absolute best package you can get that encompasses everything is the Metal Gear Solid Legacy Collection. This will include everything that you need for Metal Gear Solid, aside from the new games that obviously came out after this release. But it has Metal Gear Solid 1, Metal Gear Solid 1 VR missions, Metal Gear Solid 2 Sons of Liberty, Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater, Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker, Metal Gear Solid 4 Guns of the Patriots, and then it has Metal Gear 1 and Metal Gear 2. Now, the only bad thing about this is that there is voucher codes for Metal Gear Solid 1 and Metal Gear Solid 1 VR missions, but then if they don't work, you can just grab them on the PlayStation Store, which are pretty cheap. I believe they're only $5 each. Moving on to another beloved Konami IP that we want back as well. Konami, make it happen. Come on, man. Silent Hill and the Silent Hill HD Collection, which features Silent Hill 2 and Silent Hill 3. Now, if unfortunately you purchased this at launch, it was a damn mess. This re-release of the game was absolutely a mess. The team working on the re-releases were working with old source code that was from before the final build of the game, trying to rebuild this stuff, and they had to make new things for this, which shouldn't be the case. If they want to re-release an old game, people want this thing to be exact. With patches, this thing eventually became a better collection. So if you're looking to play Silent Hill 2, Silent Hill 3, maybe not the best way to play them, but they are the most up-res versions aside from going a PC route. If you're looking on PlayStation, this is the best way to play those 2 games. That's all the collections I want to talk about in this video, but of course check out the spreadsheet link down below, because there are many more that I didn't talk about, and ones that have gotten re-releases on the PS4 as well, like Devil May Cry HD and a couple other ones. So if you're wondering which ones you can get on the PS3 and which ones have voucher codes, definitely check that out down below in the description. Check out that spreadsheet. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope this also helps you fill out your collection. A lot of the Platinum Hunters Extra videos that I'm going to be doing are going to be helping you fill out your collection. So I'm just going to keep going that direction, and eventually we'll start talking about some other stuff like unobtainable plats and games without trophies. So don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more Platinum Hunters Extra videos as well. Next week we got a brand new trophy guide video coming red hot. Enjoy your trophy hunting expeditions, and peace out.